Welcome to Cheater Confessions. Let's get started with today's story. I still remember the way Christine sat across from me at the kitchen table, like she was reading off a recipe card. No tears, no panic, just calm, rehearsed words. I need time, Robert. A break. I blinked. A break? She nodded, swirling the spoon in her coffee like she was trying to stir away the guilt. Just a few weeks. I need space. To think. That sounded innocent enough. People ask for space. Marriages hit rough patches. But Christine wasn't done. There's someone else. And there it was. The pause in my heartbeat. The air punched right out of my lungs. I stared at her. What are you talking about? She looked down at her cup like it had the answer. His name is Danny. We've been talking. I didn't plan it. It just happened. I didn't say anything. I couldn't. My mind was racing too fast, and my body hadn't caught up. Christine continued like she was doing me a favor. I'm not saying I'm leaving, I need to see, I need to be sure. About him. About us. I finally found my voice. You need to see? I owe it to myself, she said quietly. And to you. I don't want to lie anymore. I need 2 weeks with him. No contact between us. Then I'll come back, and we'll talk. I wanted to laugh, but nothing about it was funny. You think I'm just gonna wait here while you go test drive another man? Christine sighed. Don't make this harder than it is. Oh, I'm sorry, I said, my voice sharp. Didn't realize I was inconveniencing your affair. I'm trying to be honest, Robert. I could have kept lying, but I didn't. How noble of you, I muttered. She stood up and said something I'll never forget. Please don't be dramatic. It's just 2 weeks. 2 weeks. She grabbed her keys and left with a bag already packed in the trunk. I sat at the kitchen table long after the door shut, staring at her coffee cup. 2 weeks. I couldn't believe it. She was leaving me, and our 16-year-old son, Noah, like it was nothing. Like our marriage was some hotel reservation she could cancel and rebook. But here's the part she didn't see coming. I wasn't going to wait. I wasn't going to fight. I was going to end this. On my terms. The first night she was gone, I didn't say much. Didn't move much either. Just sat out on the porch with a beer in my hand, watching the streetlight buzz through the dark like it had something to say. By the second night, I had a plan. I knew Danny. Not personally. But I'd seen him once at one of Christine's company events. Some tech consultant who thought he was God's gift to marketing. The kind of guy who wore sunglasses indoors and laughed too loud at his own jokes. I did what any betrayed husband would do. I started digging. Turns out Danny had baggage. A lot of it. 2 failed businesses. A lawsuit from an old partner over stolen ideas. And worst of all, he still lived in a rented loft above a bar he used to co-own before it went under. And this was Christine's great maybe? I wasn't even angry. Not anymore. I was insulted. So I called my lawyer, Hannah. She'd helped me with the business incorporation last year and owed me a favor. I need the divorce paperwork drawn up, I told her. Not filing yet, just ready. She paused. You sure, Robert? She left to be sure. Now I am too. Hannah didn't ask questions after that. Then I called Amanda, Christine's best friend, the one who always said I was too good for her. Hey, I said. Just thought you should hear it from me. Christine left to spend 2 weeks with another man. Says she'll figure things out and get back to me after that. Silence. Then, you're kidding. I wish I was. Amanda didn't say much more, but later that night I saw her post a cryptic Instagram story. A black background with white text. Some people don't know how good they have it until it's gone. Christine was tagged. The dominoes had started falling, and I wasn't going to stop them. Christine texted me 3 days into her little trial separation. Hey, just checking in. Hope you're okay. I stared at the message, then put my phone down. 5 hours later, I replied, Yeah, miss you. Hope you're figuring things out. She responded with a heart emoji. I laughed. She thought I was still in it, still waiting. And that's exactly what I wanted her to think. I kept the messages light, spaced out. Just enough to keep her guilt manageable. She was walking through a fantasy, and I let her. Meanwhile, I got everything in order. I moved my savings out of our joint account, left just enough for her to not notice right away. I took her name off the emergency contact at work, changed passwords, even set up a separate phone line just in case. And then, the final move, I invited her parents over for dinner. They always liked me. Christine's dad, Gerald, was an old-school kind of man, quiet but stern. Her mom, Helen, was polite but sharp. Halfway through dinner, I dropped it. "She left," I said, setting down my fork, "to spend time with another guy. Said she'd be back in 2 weeks. Maybe." Gerald's jaw tensed. Helen's face turned white. "Excuse me?" she asked, like she'd misheard. She said she needed to see what it would be like with him, to be sure. Gerald didn't speak again the whole night, just sipped his whiskey and stared at the table. Helen just shook her head and muttered, "Unbelievable." Before they left, Helen squeezed my hand and whispered, "You don't deserve this. You really don't." I smiled. "I know. Let Christine be the one who chose chaos. I'd be the one who survived it." Exactly 14 days later, Christine came back like she was returning from a weekend trip, not from tearing our marriage apart. She didn't knock. She still had a key. She walked in like she owned the place, dropped her bag in the hallway, and smiled like everything was fine. "I'm back," she said, like I'd been holding my breath the whole time. I was sitting on the couch watching a rerun of a show we used to like. I didn't look up right away. She stood there for a moment, maybe expecting me to run to her. When I didn't, she walked in and plopped down on the armrest beside me. "I made my decision," she said softly. I muted the TV. She smiled, that same soft, practiced smile she used when she wanted to soften a blow. "I choose you," she said. "Danny, it just wasn't what I thought it would be. It made me realize how solid we are. I needed to see it to appreciate it." She reached out to touch my shoulder. I moved away. She blinked. "Robert?" I stood up, turned around slowly, and took a deep breath. "You took 2 weeks," I said, "and so did I." She gave a weak laugh. "Yeah, I figured. You're probably upset. I get it." "No," I said. "You don't." I walked over to the side table and grabbed the envelope. Thick, cream-colored, her name on it. She looked at it like it was ticking. "What's that?" "Divorce papers," I said. Christine's face dropped. Her hand shook as she took them. You're divorcing me?" I nodded. "Already signed. Just need your signature." She opened the envelope, flipped through the pages, scanning them like she was searching for a lifeline. This isn't real," she said. "It's very real," I replied. "And you've got 3 days to sign. After that, my lawyer files them anyway." Her voice rose, shaky and sharp. "You were waiting for me. You texted me." "I gave you exactly what you gave me," I said calmly. "Hope," while I planned my exit. Christine stood there frozen, the papers in her hands like they weighed 100 pounds. Her eyes filled, but I could see it. It wasn't heartbreak. It was panic. "You're being rash," she said. "We can fix this." I was confused, Robert, that's all. I was trying to be honest. I smiled. Not because I was happy, but because this moment, right here, was what I had waited for. "You left," I said. "You packed a bag and walked out. You treated our marriage like an experiment. And now you want to come back like it was a vacation?" She walked toward me, desperate now. "I made a mistake." "No," I said. "You made a choice. Big difference." Christine looked like she was about to argue, but I held up a hand. "You want to know what I did while you were gone?" She said nothing. "I moved the savings. Took my name off the lease of the car you're driving. Canceled the joint credit card. The only reason you got in today is because I didn't bother changing the locks. Figured you'd want one last walk through the past." You're throwing everything away?" she whispered. I laughed once. "You already did that. I'm just cleaning up the mess." She looked around the house like she was seeing it for the first time. Something about it must have felt different. Colder, smaller. "This is still my home," she said weakly. "No," I replied. "This is the house we used to share. The home left the second you did." She clutched the divorce papers like she could squeeze out an alternative ending. Then came the last card she had. What about Noah? I flinched at the name. Our son. 16. Quiet. Observant. Too damn smart for his own good. You think he doesn't know? I said. I told him. You think I'd let him wonder why you disappeared for 2 weeks? Her face crumpled. You told him everything? Not every detail, I said. Just enough. Enough for him to know who walked out and who stayed. Christine's eyes filled. He'll hate me. That's between you and him. Tears rolled down her cheeks now. Real ones. But they weren't from guilt. They were from loss. Of control. Of image. Of certainty. Christine had built her identity around always being chosen. Always being the one with the upper hand. Now she was standing in the ruins of her own design. She sat down slowly on the edge of the couch, staring at the divorce papers like they were written in another language. You really won't take me back? She asked, barely a whisper. I looked her in the eye. No, Christine. You don't get to come back. You don't get to choose me now. Christine didn't leave that night. She stayed in the guest room, didn't say a word. I didn't check on her, didn't knock. She was no longer my responsibility. By morning she was gone. She didn't take much. Just the bag she came in with and the envelope. The one with the divorce papers I told her to sign in 3 days. That was Friday. By Sunday morning I got the signed copies in the mail. No note, no fight. Just her name scribbled at the bottom like she was finally giving up the fantasy. I sat at the kitchen table with a cup of coffee, flipping through them. And I didn't feel joy. Not even relief. I felt nothing. That was the most freeing part of all. No anger, no heartbreak. Just done. Noah came home later that afternoon. He'd been staying at his friend Lucas's place over the weekend. I told him what happened, that it was over. He nodded slowly, didn't say much. Then he asked the one question I'd been dreading. Do I have to see her? I paused. That's up to you, but you don't owe her anything. He looked down. Then he said, she left both of us. And I realized something. It wasn't just my heart she'd gambled. It was his too. We went back to life, bit by bit. Quiet mornings, dinner on the patio, weekends at the lake with my brother's family. The house started to feel like ours again. Christine? She tried to rewrite the story. Amanda told me she'd been reaching out to mutual friends, dropping lines like, we just needed space, or Robert rushed into things. But nobody bought it. People talk. And Amanda? She didn't hold back. She's trying to make herself the victim, she told me over coffee one afternoon. But the thing is, you never even tried to make her look bad. That's why everyone believes you. That made me smile. I didn't need revenge. The truth did all the work for me. It was about a month after she signed the papers when she called. I saw her name flash across my screen as I was getting into my truck. For a second, I almost didn't answer. But something in me wanted to hear what she'd say. One last time. I picked up. Hello? She was already crying. Quiet, shaky breaths through the speaker. I don't even know why I called, she said. I just needed to hear your voice. I didn't say anything. I messed up, she whispered. I know that. Danny. He wasn't who I thought. I left him. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. She paused, waiting for sympathy, waiting for me to jump in and save her. I didn't. I miss you, Robert, she said. I miss our life. I miss us. I finally spoke. No, Christine. You miss the version of me that would have taken you back. Silence. Then she said, do you hate me? I thought about that. No, I don't hate you, I just don't need you. More silence. I understand, she finally whispered. I'm sorry. I hope you find what you're looking for, I said. Then I hung up. That was the last time we ever spoke. I met someone new a year later. Her name's Dana. She's kind, simple. She laughs with her whole face and never makes me feel like I'm not enough. Noah likes her. That alone says everything. Christine? I hear things. Through friends. Through whispers. She moved into a small apartment across town. Works a job she doesn't talk about. Goes out alone a lot. She looks tired in every photo she posts, like she's still trying to prove something to a world that's already moved on. But me? I sleep easy now. Not because I won. Not because I destroyed her. Because I never had to. Christine thought she had the upper hand when she walked out. She thought I'd sit around waiting to be chosen. But I made my choice too. And that was the difference. In the end, she thought she was choosing between two men. She didn't realize we both moved on without her. And that was the real punishment. Thank you for watching.